Hello everyone. Today we are going exploring. We're doing something a little bit different. Instead of having a regular episode, I thought I'd give a little tutorial as to where to find some monsters and bosses in this game. Uh, just in case you guys were wondering, or if you have your own world and you can't seem to find some of these, which they're actually all pretty common if you just look in the right place. So today, hopefully this video will help you locate some of those monsters that you really want to find and maybe attempt to go kill yourself. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. Alright guys, so number one on the list, it is not the zombie, it's going to be this thing, the Ventor. So some of these monsters are simply and mainly only spawn at night. I will show some monsters that will spawn during any time, but it usually has to be dark for them to spawn. Not all monsters require to be dark for it to spawn, but a lot of times you'll find certain spectral monsters like that during nighttime and nighttime only. And I personally will not be carrying a lot with me just because this is more of a tutorial as to where to find them and not how to kill them. But I will later on make another video on how to kill a lot of these monsters if you're having trouble. So number two on the list is going to be the Loch Ness monster. Again, he is one of those creatures that only spawns during the night. Yeah, I'm going to stay a little bit away from him. So these two, he will personally spawn during any time of the day, but the Loch Ness monster, I've only seen him at night. And he does look like he's pretty aggressive. Yep. See that? Like, usually if they're coming towards you, that just means they want to fight, not to be petted. And I have yet to fight him personally, but I'm sure he's going to be a difficult boss to fight. Let's see what his actual name is. Thresher. The Thresher spawns in water and water only. As you can see, he's not coming up on land. Okay, so another three monsters that I was hoping would spawn here, but they haven't yet, and it's probably because I've kind of destroyed their habitat, is the Salamanders, the Cinder, and the Afrit. The Afrit is a flying demon thing, and they will usually spawn anywhere on lava. They're not affected by fire or lava, and can usually just swim or stand around it. And you'll usually find them in these volcano biomes, and they're pretty easy to fight. I would just bring a bow and arrow because the Ifrit and the Cinder like to fly around. Alright guys, next on our list are Arix and Hendigo. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so there's the Windigo and the Hendrix. They will spawn from that pool of ooze, and the thing is literally called, I think, ooze. But that is where you'll find those. Those are pretty hard creatures to kill, just because you don't want to get in there. I'm not sure if you take damage, but I'm assuming... Oh, yeah. See, they're pretty tough, and that's why I'm not bringing a lot of gear, because I know I'm going to die from it. Those Windigos will usually take a little bit of time before they actually attack you, because they do charge up their attack. Okay, so another one you guys will want to really avoid are these biomes. Ashed or Cinder Biomes, because not only will they... Thanks for interrupting me there. I don't even know what killed me. But that tends to happen a lot. You won't even see what killed you. Usually spawners for things like dragons and cinders, and we'll be back to go check it out. That killed me over there, just because of the blast radius. Whenever they attack with magma blocks, and they will literally blow up, and that is the damage that they'll cost. And usually they're super hard to spot. They go flying around a lot. Oh, okay, so that was a Cinder. If you see a scenario like that, just prepare to go into it, because odds are you're gonna die. Right, so onto a more common mob. Usually Seagulls. Seagulls will spawn pretty often, especially around these flying castles, and pretty much anywhere up in the sky. They're more of a, once you have your elytra, you can go and attack them pretty freely. But usually you'll find them way up there, and that's why you can't really see them. I don't have a lot of chunks loading right now. Right, so sea serpents are very common out in the ocean, especially. I can't see one right now. I mean, I could see that they're shooting at something, but I don't want to get too close because their aggro radius is pretty high. There it goes. Yeah. So you want to avoid that unless you have underwater breathing and some water armor. And then the next common monster are these sirens. Sirens are one of those things, yep, where I have yet to figure out how to combat, because you can attack, but unless you have the gear for it, you can't really, yeah. They will draw you in, and it is, I think, I haven't found a way to not get debuffed by their singing. All it'll do is just attract you to them. You can't really turn from side to side until you are really close, like you saw back there. Again, you can still attack, but you can't really get away from them once you're within the radius of their singing. Another monster is this modded Abala. Personally, I don't really know where they spawn. I just got kind of lucky and it spawned right here in this small little lake. But the same thing happened with the sea serpents. Sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll see them spawn in these small bodies of water, which makes it really easy to go find and kill. Just because you don't have to worry about getting dragged too far down in the ocean if you're still beginning and you don't have underwater breathing. Okay, so another monster is these elements. This one is just called the water element. I think the air one actually has a different name, but they will be spawned in their respective, I guess, element. Like this water element will spawn over water. The air one will actually spawn like really up high in the sky, and the fire one will spawn just about anywhere there's a fire or lava. Okay, there it is. Okay, so there's the Skyless, or as I like to call them, sea slugs. I hate those things. They look creepy. And they will drag you down to the very bottom of the ocean. I don't think they put the weight defect on you, or debuff on you. They are really a pain in the butt to fight, especially if you're out in the middle of the ocean and it's really deep, just because it's really hard to get back up. I've actually never seen these before. They look like chupacabras, but I don't think, nope, they're wargs. But yeah, I don't know where to find wargs. That was a very rare find for me. I'm sure they were just spawning because it was raining and it was dark outside. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. So another pretty common mob to spawn is the Phantom, or as I like to call it, a Reaper. And they will, from what I've seen, only spawn if you're attacking an NPC that is not aggressive, such as chickens or cows, etc. Or whenever you're trying to go to bed. And those are just random spawns, but usually if you start killing chickens, they're pretty common spawns. At least it's happened every time I've tried attacking chickens, and today would be the day that none of them come attack me. Yep, okay, so I guess today's one of those days where it's just not going to come out. But yeah, so that's usually how you almost summon a Reaper. Reapers, I've never seen one just naturally spawn. Usually they happen because you're attacking or doing something. Last but not least, there are dragons, and those guys will just mess up your life all day, any day. I'm assuming they have armor and protection against them. I haven't done enough research on enchantments and armor enough to know whether or not there is special equipment to fight these guys. But dragons will, like I said before, will throw magma blocks at you, and it will cause explosion and fire damage. And usually if it hits very near you, you'll just die in one hit. At least without armor, because every time I've gone up against them, it's been without armor. Silly me. And they will spawn near these ashed areas. So you always want to be careful whenever you see stuff like that. I know it's tempting because sometimes they'll put treasure around it, but that's kind of what dragons do. See? Like that. So I know I didn't mention a lot of other monsters, so I couldn't really find them just because a lot of them spawn in caves and dark places. Like I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, I'll just type it in on the screen. And then the Sprigar, the Tremor, any spectral creature really will spawn in a cave, like Gru, Spectra. But yeah, and Chupacabras. Chupacabras will spawn in caves and out here. But I've only seen them out here during the night. But yeah, guys, I think that is going to be all for today. I hope you enjoyed watching me get killed over and over just to find these monsters for you. A little update on my house. I know some of you might not be watching for this, but I did make a vault for my rare stuff when I go finding and hunting monsters, and I am starting a enchantment table room. I just thought it'd be cool to kind of have this in here. But yeah, tell me if you guys liked this video, if this was informative for you, and if you'd like me to do anything else with monsters. In the future, I will be making a video on how to defeat some of them, because I know not all of them are pretty obvious. We'll explore some different areas and scenarios and buildings that this game has to offer in another video. But that is it for me, guys. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed it, comment for any suggestions or things you might want to see, and don't forget to subscribe if you really enjoy this content. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.